Many women may feel attraction toward different men, but they only truly pursue the one they believe cannot be easily replaced. Machiavelli understood this long ago. Real value is not created by effort alone, but by rarity. When a man lives with purpose, protects his time, and moves with discipline, women notice the difference immediately. He stops being just another option and becomes the standard by which others are measured. In this video, I'll show you how to become the kind of man a woman naturally respects, fears losing, and quietly desires. A man she cannot ignore and always wants close. This is why being slightly unreachable makes a man so compelling. Most men completely misunderstand what actually captures a woman's attention. They believe being funny, charming, or constantly available will make her stay. They think endless texting, constant compliments, and non-stop favors build attraction. But psychology, both ancient and modern, reveals a very different truth. Women, like all humans, are drawn to what feels rare, meaningful, and valuable. The idea is simple. When something is too easy to obtain, it quickly loses its appeal. If you are always available, always eager, always trying too hard, your presence becomes ordinary. Curiosity fades. Mystery disappears. You are no longer perceived as unique or worth pursuing. Social science supports this. Humans naturally value what feels limited. This is known as the principle of scarcity. When something appears rare or difficult to access, the mind assigns it greater value. In attraction, the rule is clear. Women are drawn to men whose time, attention, and energy are not endlessly available. Machiavelli expressed this centuries ago when he wrote, "Men judge more by appearances than by reality. All have eyes, but few truly see." People constantly read signals, often without realizing it. Women sense your self-worth, your boundaries, and your availability instantly. They don't need explanations, they feel it. This is why being overly available or predictable reduces interest. When she knows she can reach you at any moment, the sense of excitement fades, the dynamic shifts. What sustains fascination is intentional scarcity. By managing your time, focus, and energy, you quietly communicate a powerful message. I value myself. My presence matters. I am not easily accessible. Scarcity does not mean being distant, harsh, or playing immature games. It simply means having self-respect, boundaries, and a life that matters. When a woman notices this, her attention shifts naturally. She senses calm, confidence, and depth. She sees a man who cannot be easily replaced. Picture a room full of men trying hard to impress with jokes, flashy behavior, or constant attention. Then there is one man who remains calm, focused, and selective with his words. Over time, attention drifts toward him. Curiosity builds. That is the power of scarcity. You don't force attention. You become someone worth noticing. Scarcity works because it taps into deep human instincts. When a woman senses a man's time and energy are limited, interest grows automatically. Curiosity turns into desire. Attraction is not about how much you give. It's about how much you allow yourself to be valued. The man who is always available fades. The man who is disciplined, intentional, and selective stands out. Scarcity is quiet, subtle, and incredibly powerful. It is the foundation of becoming a man. A woman respects instantly, fears losing, and naturally wants to pursue. Now let's talk about silent presence. Many men believe attraction comes from clever words, jokes, or constant talking. But real attraction is rarely created by words alone. It comes from how a man carries himself. His energy, his calmness, his emotional control. Stoic philosophy understood this well. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Attraction grows when you focus on becoming grounded, purposeful, and consistent rather than trying to impress. Machiavelli also spoke about subtle influence. True power is rarely loud. A man with strong presence doesn't need to announce himself. People notice him naturally. Think of men who say little, yet command attention. This isn't chance, it's presence. Words fade quickly. Behavior lasts. How a man stands, moves, and reacts leaves a deeper impression than any line ever could. Emotional control plays a major role. A man who reacts to everything appears uncertain. A man who remains calm and deliberate signals strength and self-confidence. That quiet stability is deeply appealing. Presence is built through simple habits. Stand tall, maintain steady eye contact, speak with intention. Silence often communicates more than words. A composed man doesn't chase attention. His energy draws it. Purpose amplifies presence. A man with direction, discipline, and standards naturally signals value. Women notice this immediately. He feels unpredictable in the right way, difficult to replace. When presence is combined with scarcity, attraction intensifies. Limited availability creates pull. Interest grows. Pursuit often follows without explanation. This isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about living with self-control, confidence, and integrity. Words may attract briefly, but presence creates lasting fascination. Finally, let's talk about self-respect and boundaries. A woman is naturally drawn to a man who respects himself first. Men often weaken their value by overgiving, seeking approval, or abandoning their standards. Even when intentions are good, this signals low self-worth. Boundaries are not cold or selfish. They reflect clarity and self-respect. A man who protects his time and energy communicates confidence and independence. Women sense this instantly. Machiavelli once advised that value increases when presence is not guaranteed. When you stop seeking validation, your attention becomes meaningful. Scarcity turns presence into something special. Boundaries also create comparison. Men who are always available are often taken for granted. A man with standards who does not tolerate disrespect becomes rare. His self-respect inspires admiration. Women pursue not because they are convinced, but because they recognize strength. Boundaries communicate authority without force. They signal independence, confidence, and quiet power. This is why self-respect is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. A man who values himself does not need to chase. His presence speaks for him. That subtle sense of challenge creates respect, intrigue, and a powerful sense of attraction. Boundaries also protect your energy and focus. Life is full of people who take time and effort without offering anything meaningful in return. When you hold firm limits, you stop wasting energy on those who fail to recognize your value. Protecting your priorities and interactions shows that you are a man of discipline, intention, and depth. Women are naturally drawn to men who reflect strength and emotional stability. A man who respects himself, maintains clear boundaries, and holds high standards becomes naturally compelling. Presence, rarity, and self-respect transform ordinary attention into deep interest. When your attention feels earned rather than given freely, women notice immediately. They respect you, feel drawn toward you, and recognize that you are someone unique and difficult to replace. Boundaries are more than rules. They are statements of value. They show that you protect your energy, respect your time, and expect consideration from others. Scarcity, self-respect, and clarity create a quiet but powerful aura. Women sense it instinctively, and admiration gradually turns into genuine attraction. By standing firm in your standards and valuing your own presence, you become more than just another man. You become rare, composed, and unforgettable. Now let's talk about the magnetic power of purpose. A man who knows where he is going naturally draws attention. It's not his clothing, his jokes, or even his appearance that makes people notice him. It's the feeling that he is moving through life with direction and intention. Psychology shows that humans are drawn to those who appear confident, capable, and clear about what they want. Women, in particular, are instinctively attracted to men who are building something meaningful, pursuing goals, and consistently moving forward. This isn't about showing off or pretending to be important. It's about living a life with structure, meaning, and value. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." When a man has a strong reason behind his actions, whether it's growth, mastery, or a personal mission, he develops a confidence that cannot be fabricated. This confidence appears in his posture, his tone, and his presence before he even speaks. Women sense it immediately. Men who are fully engaged in their own lives radiate independence, focus, and forward momentum. Purpose also makes a man fascinating. Many men simply react to circumstances, approval, or attention. A man with vision does not react. He acts. He chooses his path and moves forward regardless of outside noise. This self-directed energy is deeply attractive. Women sense that such a man cannot be controlled, easily predicted, or fully understood. That blend of mystery and capability creates curiosity and interest. She feels drawn to him, not because he asks for attention, but because she senses stability, direction, and quiet strength in his life. Purpose is not about being constantly busy, it's about intention, choosing where your energy goes. A man who shapes his life around meaningful goals projects authority without saying a word. His focus, his steady actions, and his calm determination communicate far more than charm ever could. Even Machiavelli understood the influence of purpose. A man who governs his own life, who builds his own path, naturally gains influence. People are drawn to creators, leaders, and men who act with vision. Purpose signals stability, competence, and value. It shows that a man is grounded, steady, and rare. Living with direction also protects a man's worth. When your life has clarity, you don't invest time in people or situations that don't align with your standards. That limited availability, combined with visible focus and capability, increases your perceived value. Women notice this. They see a man whose life feels solid and unshaken. A man who commands respect simply by being himself. In short, purpose transforms a man completely. It builds inner strength, attracts attention naturally, sparks fascination, and invites pursuit. Women are not drawn to men who feel lost, reactive, or uncertain. They are drawn to men who move through life with clarity, focus, and deliberate action. Purpose makes a man compelling. Purpose makes him grounded. And purpose makes her drawn to him because she senses a life she cannot fully predict, a presence she cannot control, and a man she cannot replace. Now, let's explore the quiet power that naturally attracts women. Attraction does not need to be loud, flashy, or demanding. It doesn't come from over-explaining, proving yourself, or seeking validation. True attraction works quietly. It is calm, subtle, and often invisible, yet deeply effective. Centuries ago, Machiavelli wrote that the most effective influence is often unseen. The same principle applies here. You don't force attention. You create an energy that naturally draws it. Small details matter. Holding eye contact just a moment longer, pausing before you respond, not revealing everything at once. These behaviors signal confidence and self-control. Women sense this immediately, even if they can't explain why it feels compelling. Psychology helps explain this. One concept is the Zeigarnik effect, which suggests that the mind remains engaged with what feels incomplete. When you leave space, mystery, and unanswered curiosity, her attention naturally returns to you. Mystery becomes a powerful element of attraction. Independence strengthens this effect even further. A man who does not constantly seek approval, who lives with focus, discipline, and purpose, naturally captures a woman's attention. She notices that you cannot be easily controlled or predicted. This unpredictability sparks curiosity. Curiosity turns into admiration. Admiration grows into attraction, and attraction often leads her to pursue you. Machiavelli emphasized influence over force. True power is not gained through pressure, but through subtle guidance. In relationships, this means shaping interactions calmly and intentionally. Every glance, every word, every pause has meaning. You communicate confidence, self-sufficiency, and emotional control. Women sense this energy on a deep level, even if they cannot explain it logically. Timing matters. Excessive messages, constant availability, or non-stop attention can weaken attraction. Space is essential. Absence allows her mind to wander. She begins to wonder what you are doing, what you are thinking, and why you remain so composed. This gap fuels curiosity, and curiosity is one of the strongest drivers of attraction. Energy matters more than words. Calm, centered energy signals strength. Independence signals value. Small, deliberate actions communicate presence and control. Women are drawn to people whose lives feel self-directed, unpredictable in the right way, and guided by purpose. This is the essence of the invisible magnet. You do not chase her, yet she begins to move toward you. You do not persuade her, yet she becomes intrigued. Mastering this requires mastering yourself first. Control your emotions. Stay composed in social moments. Speak with intention and move with awareness. Let silence, mystery, and restraint work for you. Every pause, look, and gesture becomes part of this quiet dynamic of attraction. In short, the invisible magnet is about creating desire naturally through calm, confidence, mystery, and independence. It is subtle, indirect, and highly effective. A woman is drawn to you not because you pressured her, but because you became steady, intriguing, and emotionally grounded. She feels the pull, even if she cannot fully explain it. Now let's explore the secrets of effortless attraction. Attraction is not about luck, charm, or appearance alone. Real attraction happens when a man becomes someone a woman feels cannot be easily replaced. When rarity, presence, purpose, and subtle influence come together, they create a powerful energy that draws her in naturally. She does not need convincing. She responds because of who you are and the life you lead. Your time, attention, and energy are intentional. This alone sets you apart. There is a pull she cannot explain, a curiosity she cannot ignore, and an attraction she cannot easily dismiss. The foundation is scarcity. By offering your attention selectively, you show that you are not available to everyone. Your time has value. Women sense this instinctively. Next comes presence. Being calm, grounded, and deliberate in how you carry yourself communicates confidence without effort. Your energy becomes noticeable and engaging without you needing to perform. Purpose adds depth. A man with direction, vision, and clear goals is difficult to dominate or predict. A life built with intention becomes intriguing. Purpose signals that you live on your own terms, which naturally earns respect and fascination. Subtle influence completes the picture. Your actions, energy, and behavior send quiet signals that shape attraction without force. She senses your rhythm and responds naturally, often without realizing why. Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer captured this idea when he said, "A woman loves a man who awakens in her a desire she does not fully understand. True attraction does not come from tricks or pressure. It comes from being a man whose presence and life create fascination. As these elements come together, women notice patterns. How you move, how you respond, how selectively you give attention. They sense that your time is limited, your focus disciplined, and your life guided by purpose. This awareness makes them seek you, not because they are persuaded, but because you are impossible to ignore. Machiavelli's insight fits perfectly here. Influence is strongest when it is invisible. You do not need to chase or prove yourself. When you live intentionally, she mirrors your energy and aligns naturally with your presence. At this stage, interest deepens into fascination. She is no longer simply curious, she is drawn to your energy, intrigued by your life, and pulled toward your presence. Your boundaries protect your value. Your confidence and purpose amplify your attraction. This is not manipulation. It is mastery. Mastery of your life, your energy, and your presence. Scarcity, presence, purpose, and subtle influence make attraction effortless. A woman does not pursue because she is pressured. She moves toward you because she senses something rare, steady, and powerful. When you live this way, attraction flows naturally. She is drawn without force, fascinated without explanation, and curious without persuasion. You become a man who cannot be easily replaced, controlled, or overlooked. Machiavelli was never about deception. He taught strategy, self-discipline, and self-mastery. These are the qualities that make a man truly compelling. When you live with intention, protect your time, and move with purpose, women notice immediately. They sense a man who is grounded, confident, and solid. Scarcity is not selfish. It reflects self-respect. Boundaries are not walls. They signal strength and control. When these qualities combine, attraction becomes natural. She becomes curious, interested, and often drawn to pursue without you needing to say a word. This is not about pretending to be someone else. It is about becoming the man who naturally earns respect and desire. Every choice you make, how you spend your time, how you carry yourself, and how you pursue your goals communicates value. Women feel it instinctively, even if they cannot explain it. Move with purpose, keep your standards high, protect your energy, live deliberately. She will notice, she will respect you, and she will never see ordinary men the same way again. Real power comes from who you are and how you navigate life, not from what you say. If this insight resonated with you, like the video to save this strategy. Subscribe for more hidden psychological principles. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And comment below with your experiences. Have you noticed women drawn to men who know their worth? Your story may inspire the next video.